Welcome to Foam Roller Pilates. Today you will need a foam roller and your mat or some kind of blanket to lay on to help make things more comfortable, especially if you have a hard floor. We're going to start in sitting today with the foam roller off to your right side. Sitting here nice and comfortably, legs crossed is an option, or you can get those legs out in front if the legs crossed doesn't work for you. You could also, if you needed to, bend your knees slightly to kind of help you get up over those sit bones. But from here, we're going to just start working on warming up, focusing on our breath as we move. So on your inhale, take that left arm out to the side. We're going to side bend over to the right, keeping that left hip down, rolling out the foam roller. We come back and sit tall. Inhale, grow tall. Exhale, side bend, roll over. Inhale, sit tall. Exhale, over you go. Let's do one more time on this side. And then sitting up nice and tall, we're going to move the foam roller over to our left. From here, we're rolling out, coming into that side bend. Keep your right hip on the floor and sit tall. Inhale and exhale. You can imagine maybe pushing out all that air from that left lung and inhaling and filling up that right lung. Last one here. And sitting up nice and tall. Great job. We're going to take that foam roller to our thighs. We're going to roll out towards our feet. Once you get towards the feet, pause. Then you're going to reach your arms a little bit further. You want to feel those scapula sliding on the upper rib cage. It's not a shoulder shrug, it's a glide. Our ears come between the arms. We inhale, sit up nice and tall. Roll that foam roller in. We exhale, roll out, reach, go a little bit further, get that nice lengthening and scapula mobility, and sit up nice and tall. Inhale and exhale. Inhale. Again, we want to get that full exhale to get all that air out of the lungs so we can get a nice full inhale as we sit up tall. Very good. From here, we're going to take the foam roller and hold on to it, widening our feet about shoulder width distance. Holding on to the foam roller, going into spine twist. We want to keep those hips square on the floor. Feet are up against an imaginary wall so that we're not shifting our butt and hips. Okay, we want to keep nice and strong through that grounding of the sit bones. We rotate, going left, sit tall, and go right. Keeping your foam roller lined up with that imaginary line that's connected to your sternum, to the center of the foam roller. Inhale, exhale. One more time each side. Make sure those hips aren't shifting. We're still breathing nice and tall. Lower that foam roller down. We're going to take the foam roller and sit on it here. So just bring it around behind you. You're going to sit onto that foam roller. Feet are going to come out wide again. And then we're going to take our arms out to the sides. Going into saw here, we want to keep equal connection into that foam roller. So we don't want to tip and rock from one side to the other. We're going to rotate towards the left, reach down towards that left foot, look over the left shoulder, left palm face up, right hip down into the foam roller. We sit up nice and tall. Rotate and reach. Inhale and exhale. Keep going. Last one, we'll finish over here. And lower those arms. We can roll forward and back here. You can bring those legs closer together. Find a nice little spot, find some stillness, and then rock side to side. Still breathing here. Very good. Then we're going to take the foam roller, bring it towards our feet. So we're going to come down onto the floor with our glutes. We're going to let our legs rest on the foam roller. Hands are going to come behind us. We want our fingertips facing towards our feet or towards our toes. So hands are coming behind us. We're going to place them down, lift ourselves up, and you can roll forward and back here, working on opening up the front of the chest, working on strengthening those shoulders, as well as rolling out those hamstrings. Then we're going to find a place where we can pause and hold. Eyes are going to look up towards the ceiling. See if you can lift your glutes a little bit higher. Inhale, exhale. Start to lower the glutes. Pull your body back between the arms. And then we're going to send that foam roller back out. Lift the glutes, hold and breathe. Inhale, exhale, quick little reset, lower down. I'm going to turn really quick so you can see the side view. We'll do this one more time. So our legs are on the back of the legs are on the foam roller. We're going to lift up, roll forward and back. Then we're going to lift our hips a little bit higher, eyes look up to the sky. Get a nice reverse plank here. And then on your exhale, you're going to start to pull your torso, hinging at the hip. Keep your back straight. Pull through between the arms. Push back out. Inhale, exhale. One time and lower down. Great job. Then, and if that was challenging, that's okay. We work towards it. Just keep doing this. The more you do it, the stronger you get. All right. So then we're just going to roll out our calves here, go into external rotation, so that means knees out, internal rotation, knees in, getting all sides and parts of the calf. Still breathing. If you find a place that's kind of sensitive, feel free to just hang out there and breathe. Inhale, exhale. No tension in the shoulders, just make sure we're not getting any tension anywhere in the body. Very good. Sometimes this can be sensitive. You want to avoid anything that's over a 7 out of 10 on a perceived pain scale. So anytime anything becomes too much and you're over 7 on discomfort, come off of the foam roller. You can do the exercise without the foam roller. We're going to point the toes, pull the toes back towards the knees, so we're doing some dorsal and plantar flexion here. Inhale and exhale. Careful to make sure your knees aren't hyperextended. Want them to be soft here. Then we're going to do little circles of the feet, whatever direction you want to go, and then we're going to switch. Very good. Point flex. Okay, and then just kind of wiggle those toes around a little bit so you can try to spread the toes wide. And then, very good. We're going to scoot forward on our mat to where your feet touch down to the mat. Your knees are bent. You should be able to sit here. Bring your hands up towards the ceiling, option 1. Option 2, a little easier, bring your hands behind your thighs. You're going to roll yourself down, 1 vertebrae at a time. If you lose control and plop, just notice when that happens. As you get stronger, you should be able to start to control that better on your way down. Hands come down beside you on the mat. We're going to do a few pelvic tilts here, or rocks. We're going to tip our pubic bone towards our chin, and then tip it away. So we want low back push down into the mat and then low back lifting away from the mat. Notice I'm keeping my glutes down. We're just working on getting those lower abdominals working, as well as proximal hamstrings as we tip the pelvis towards the chin. One more time. Very good. And then we're going to reach down, kind of kick that foam roller towards you. We're going to lift ourselves up into a bridge, pull the foam roller under the sacrum, which is that flat spot at the base of your spine. All right, so we don't want to be in the lumbar spine. We want to be below that, okay? Hands are going to hold on to the sides of the foam roller. You should feel like your shoulder blades are nicely weighted into the mat and shoulders are out of the ears. Eyes looking straight up towards the ceiling. We're going to take both legs up to tabletop, holding here, balance. Notice how all that feels. And then we're just going to rock and tip side to side. You may find some sensitive spots as you go side to side. And that's okay. Just kind of go side to side. And hopefully they start to work themselves out. We're going to come back to center. We're going to do toe taps here. So both feet are going to tap towards the floor at the same time, and then we're going to lift. Check your pelvis. You don't want your pelvis tipping as you come down. And then as you lift up, the pelvis should be able to stay where it's at. Okay, so I'm going to show you what it would look like if we were moving the pelvis. All right, so if the legs come down and you're arching your back and your belly is lifting, you're moving your pelvis, okay? And you've lost all those lower ab muscles from working. So you want those lower abs to engage to keep your pelvis neutral, and then that's that proximal hamstring as well. Then we're gonna lift back up, and the pelvis should have stayed where it was at. So we lower down and lift. Yes, this should be hard, and if your toes aren't able to touch to the floor, that's okay. Maybe just come as far as you can without letting that pelvis move. One more time here. Very good. And then we're going to extend those legs straight up towards the ceiling, going into leg circles here. We're going to keep those toes pointed up towards the ceiling, widen out about the width of your mat, pull down, in and together, back up through the middle. We inhale and exhale. Again, pelvis should not be moving around. It's just sitting there under the femurs. So you should feel abs, glutes, bunch of hip muscles, and then switch directions. Inhale and exhale. Last one. Very good. Bend your knees, rock side to side. So we'll keep coming back to this place. This is our reset place. So if at any time during the exercises you start to feel low back tension, come out of it, rest, then rejoin when you can. All right, next we're gonna take our legs to tabletop, externally rotate. So now our heels are together, toes are away from each other, going into Pilates V. We're going to press out to frog. We bend our knees, we press. Zipping up back of the inner thighs. Those knees go to straight without hyperextending. Think a zipper as we straighten out. Those lower abs are still working here. 2 more. Last one. Very good. Bring those knees together again. Rock side to side. You can even do little knee circles here. Circle those knees and then switch directions, circle. Nice massage back there. Very good. All right, then we're going to take our feet, bring both of them down to the mat, Once they touch, we're going to bring our feet together and let the knees come out wide to the sides. Just let them open up. Big stretch and release of those hip flexors here. Deep breaths. Breathing is so important, especially with the foam rolling stuff too. When we get those sensitive places, a lot of times we just want to hold our breath. It's best to breathe so that we don't build up more tension in the body. One more deep breath. Very good. Those knees can come back towards each other. We're going to lift up off of the foam roller. Take your hands, push the foam roller out underneath your knees. Lower down, one vertebrae at a time. Very good. We're going to take our legs out straight. Float the arms up. Inhale, exhale, first roll up to sit up. Take a forward stretch over your legs here. And then sit up nice and tall. Roll those shoulders out. Very good. All right, so we're going to just move that foam roller to behind us. We want the foam roller to be at the base of the rib cage here, so we're not super high. We're just like right where that thoracic spine starts. All right, so we're also not in our lumbar spine, so we don't want to be down here. We want to be above that. We're going to lean into the foam roller. Your knees can be bent or straight, whatever's comfortable here. Hands are going to come around behind the head. If your shoulders do not allow this, feel free to just let your hands rest on your chest, okay? Hands behind the head. We're going to extend our spine over that foam roller. Let the elbows hang wide, and then inhale, come back up. Inhale. Exhale, and then on your inhale, come back. Inhale, exhale, come forward. We'll do this again. You may even feel some nice abdominal quivering here. That's good information. That means those muscles are working. And going in a full range of motion, super good for strengthening those muscles. We'll do it one more time. So we're going to stay in this forward little crunch or curl. We're going to rotate side to side. So you should feel a little bit of release on those lats. We're going to stay over towards that right side. Breathe here into that right lung. Exhale over to the left. Hold here. Breathe into this left lung. Come back to center. And then we're going to sit up a little bit more. Push that foam roller to now where it's at the base of the shoulder blades. So we still are not up at the neck. We're hands behind the head again or across your chest. We inhale here, extend over the foam roller, hang, let those elbows hang out to the sides, opening up through the chest. Deep breaths, check your rib cage. Make sure we're not arching our low back in order to get this movement. We want this to be in the thoracic. So you'll know if you're arching your low back, those ribs are going to pop up. All right, so just check those ribs, make sure they're not popping up and the belly's not popping up. And then on your exhale, we're going to come forward just a little bit, and then we're going to go back again. Inhale as you come back. Hang here, breathe. Upper thoracic extension, very important for that posture. And then curl up. Very good. Couple deep breaths. So we're going to push that foam roller back to now it's under the occipital area of your skull. We don't want to be on the neck. We want to be just above that. So foam roller is going to be in that occipital part of the skull is where that little bump is from the at the at the base of the skull. We're going to do a chin tuck and lift, like you're saying yes or nodding yes. Feel free to close your eyes during this. Think about your breathing. And then find some stillness, rock your head side to side like you're saying no. And you may have to adjust that foam roller back into place a few times, but that's okay. Don't want it in your neck. And then we're going to turn our head to one side, stay there and hold and breathe. And then we'll turn our head to the other side. Again, stay there, hold and breathe. Very good. Coming back to center, we're going to take the foam roller out and bring it over to the side so it's kind of out of the way here. And we're going to straighten out our legs. Notice how all that feels. Lift the arms, inhale, exhale, scoop and round, roll up to sit up. Take that forward stretch. Very good. All right, let's grab a drink here if you need it. We're gonna flip over to where we're going to work on the front side now. So, foam roller is going to be at our thighs to start. Okay, so we want to think about a plank here. We're going to be in a forearm plank. What we're not doing is letting our low back arch. All right, so we don't want to be letting our hips hang forward towards the floor. We want to be actively engaged through the front side of our body as well as the back side so that we're sandwiching everything and holding it in place. The foam roller is under our thighs. We can walk ourselves down to where we're on our forearms here. Okay, so we want shoulder blades wide, so we're pushing the floor away. Palms are down, or if you can't approach this because of shoulder stuff, you can turn your palms to face each other, or you can go palms up towards the ceiling, whatever is comfortable here for you. Okay, we're super strong through those shoulders. We're going to roll forward and back. Again, our abdominals are engaged here. We're not sinking and doing this, okay? So active plank, lazy plank. Active plank is what we want. If this is super sensitive, again, you can come off of the foam roller. We only want to go 7 out of 10. If it's way more than that, just come off of the foam roller, okay? So we're going to find some stillness here. Find your nice, strong forearm plank. We're going to bend that right knee, kick the heel to the glute, put it down. Left, kick, put it down. I'm going to move forward a little bit. Okay, kick. Keep breathing. Keep your strong plank. One more time each side. Finish left. And we roll forward and back. So, if you rested and weren't on the foam roller that first time, see if you can come back on during this. See if you can find a place that's not as sensitive. Maybe it's closer towards the knees. Maybe it's further away and more towards the hip. All right, find a different place. Then I'm going to be here this time. Okay, just above the knee. So now we're going to bend both knees at the same time, kick, and reach. Still in that super strong plank. So just be careful, again, that we're not going and doing this. Okay, that's a little exaggerated, but we don't want to lose that plank. This is where we get that nice hip extension. Last one. And nicely done. Roll forward and back here. You can go into internal, external rotation at the hip. Again, that's knees away from each other, knees pointed towards each other. One more time. Still strong through that torso and upper body. Okay, from here, we're going to transition by going into a side plank. So, turning so that your forearm is on the mat, your bottom leg, we're gonna bend that knee. Top leg is going to be out straight, and our hips, they're going to be stacked, but what you can do to avoid getting directly on that IT band is kind of tip back a little bit, but we still want those hips stacked. We want our shoulders stacked, okay? So from here, that means you might have to pull this bottom arm back. We're in a nice active side plank here. We're going to lift this top leg, kick forward, point and pull back. Again, if the foam roller becomes too much, just take it out, come down, lay on your side. Active side plank. Torso's not rocking around. We hold back here, little circles for 8. Flat foot, reverse, 8. Last exercise, we bend, we push from the glute. So we bend, glute squeeze, or think proximal hamstring squeeze. You can think hamstring curl. Last one here. And nicely done. Lower that down. Good job, pat massage. Roll here a little bit. You should be feeling those serratus anterior underneath the armpit. They wrap around to the side of the rib cage. Okay, we're going to push ourselves up to seated on the foam roller. Remember which leg was on top. We're going to take that leg that was on top, cross it over the other thigh, bring that other knee to bent. If this is too much and you can't get there, that's okay. Just stay here, all right? Then we're going to lean into this hip of the bent figure 4 knee. And it's probably going to be pretty sensitive. But again, if it's more than a 7 out of 10, back off of it. Okay, then we come back to center, undo that, and we're going to turn ourselves around. So you can just pivot around on the foam roller. This bottom knee is going to be bent. We're going to bring our forearm down to the mat. So we're in that nice forearm plank. Top leg is going to be out straight. Again, hips are stacked, but we can be slightly tipped back so that we're not directly on that IT band. And then shoulder is stacked over the elbow, which means we may need to pull that back. Serratus anterior is working to keep that active side plank. Find a place where it's comfortable, hold there, pause, lift, and kick forward, point and pull back. Inhale and exhale. Last one. Point and pull here, little circles for 8. Flatten foot, reverse for 8. If at any time you need a reset, please take it. Quality over quantity. Don't lose that side plank. Hold, bend, push, glute, hamstring. Woo. Last one. And nicely done. Lower that down. You can push yourself forward and back a little bit. And then you can push yourself up to standing or seated. Turn around. Remember that top leg that was on top, it's crossing over the other. Again, if we can't bend in, just leave that leg straight and lean over into that top leg side of the hip. Roll forward and back here. Very good. And coming back to center. Once you feel like you've done enough, that's great. Okay, so then we'll just roll here in the middle. Take some deep breaths as you do this. All right, then we're gonna turn the foam roller so that it is the length of your mat. Grab a drink here. Always good to stay hydrated. Okay, so from here, we're gonna lay on our foam roller so that our tailbone is on one end and our head is at the other end, okay? Once we get seated towards the very edge of the foam roller, notice how close I am to the end here. That way, when I roll back, my head is on the other end. All right, option one, to get back there, you can hold on to the back of the thighs, lower yourself down. You can walk your hands on the floor. Hardest level, arms up. We roll down, one vertebrae at a time, comes onto the foam roller. Head comes down, keep those arms up towards the ceiling, or lift the arms once you get down. Okay, so a little bit of a rock side to side. Find your spine balanced on the center of the foam roller. We're gonna reach our fingertips towards the ceiling, pulling the shoulder blades away from the foam roller. We're not doing a shoulder shrug, so be careful we're not hiding those ears. And then let the shoulder blades hug the foam roller. Okay, so we're gonna lift and lower. We want to use serratus anterior to lift, and on the lower, we're using those middle traps. Breathe in. Okay. From here, we want to find a neutral spot with our shoulders. So they're not hanging off beside the foam roller. They're not super up high away from the foam roller, just right in the middle here. We're going to take both hands, reach them overhead. Palms are facing each other. We're going to tap those thumbs to the floor and then lift our hands back up towards the ceiling. With this, we want to make sure when we go overhead, we're not arching our back and ending up far away from the foam roller, okay? We want to keep the lower rib cage right around mid-back down into the mat when we're here reaching overhead. Then we're going to lift our arms back up towards the ceiling. We inhale on the reach, exhale on the lift. If you're not able to touch those thumbs to the floor, it is okay. Go to your range of motion. Again, we want to make sure we're not arching and lifting those ribs. Last one. Very good. Finding that neutral. Again, make sure we're not shrugging the shoulders. Shoulders are out of the ears. Palms start facing each other. Then we're going to turn them away from each other as we pull our arms down to tap the floor. And then we lift back up. We open, tap, and close. Inhale and exhale. more time. Very good. Hands come up. We're then going to just lower them down to the floor beside us and then rock side to side. Okay, coming back to center, finding yourself balanced here, feet parallel, hip width distance, arms are resting on the floor. We're going to do a pelvic tilt, or those pelvic rocks. We're going to tip the pubic bone, press the low back into the foam roller, tip the pubic bone the other way, lift the low back from the foam roller. Let's do that again. Exhale and inhale. I want you to think about those lower abs and proximal hamstrings as you're doing this. It's not a glute clinch. It's not suck it in. It's nice and active through hamstrings and lower abs. One more time, still breathing. Very good. All right, from here we're going to roll off of our foam roller. Doesn't matter which side, just come off of it. Let the foam roller come out to the side. There's no real graceful way of doing that. All right, so then from here, you can let your legs go out straight, or you can just let the feet come together and let the knees come out wide. That's a really good hip opening opportunity. We're going to close our eyes here and just breathe. Notice your breathing pattern. How does it feel? We inhale, we exhale. I want you to start thinking about your belly. Is it rising and falling as you breathe? If it is, we want to minimize how much it's rising and falling. The way we do this is by expanding our lungs 360 degrees, not just in one plane of motion. All right, so we want to think breathing into all sides of our lungs. So we have the front, sides, and back of the lungs. Thinking about filling up your lungs as if they are a pitcher. You're filling up with water nice and slow and steady through your nose. And then a slow, steady exhale. And as you exhale, we want to pour all that water out, which you should feel like you get a little squeeze or hug down on those deep lower abdominals. And then on your full inhale, we're not just going into the belly. We're going to expand the lungs into the back. So we want to feel the ribs touch the floor. And then nice exhale. You should feel those abs engage as you exhale. Big inhale. Full exhale. One more time. Okay, and then just let your body go into a normal breathing pattern. Keeping your eyes closed here. You can let your feet hang off to the sides. Notice, is your breathing different? Hopefully we're feeling more lung and rib expansion and less belly rising and falling. And then we can start to wiggle our toes and fingers, bringing some awareness back to those limbs. You can start to blink your eyes open here. Then we're going to inhale, lift our arms up towards the ceiling. On your exhale, we're going to chin tuck, scoop round into a roll up. Come all the way up to seated. Take a forward stretch. We'll sit up nice and tall. We're going to finish with where we started. So we'll grab that foam roller, place it to the right side of you. You can crisscross the legs. Notice if that feels any different from if your legs out straight. Another option to add, now that we've kind of worked on those hips, we can make a Z sit here. So one shin is parallel to the short end of your mat, the other is parallel to the long end of your mat. We roll ourselves over into a side bend, roll it back in. Again, we want to think reaching, if we're in this position or whatever position you're in, we want to think pulling that hip back so that it's more towards the floor and not forward into an anterior tilt, okay? So that can be uncomfortable in this position if you're not used to it. So change to a crisscross or straight legs if you need to. One more time. Very good. We're going to switch this out. So we flip, or you change your feet position. If one was in front, switch it, the other is in front now. Or legs are still out straight, okay? So again, we want to make sure that pelvis is being pulled back and down towards the floor, okay? Make sure everything is in place where it needs to be. If this is not comfortable, come out of it and just do crisscross or legs straight. We reach over to the side, inhale, and exhale. Very good. And then from here, we are going to take those legs and crisscross them if you haven't yet. And if you have, just switch your feet again. We're going to roll forward out in front of us and then roll back up to seated. Inhale and exhale. One more time. Very good. Sitting up nice and tall here. Put the foam roller off to the side. Roll the shoulders down and back. One more time. Then we're going to take a deep cleansing breath. Big inhale, arms float up. Exhale, turn the palms away from each other. Press down. Big inhale. This time bring your hands together. Bring it down through heart center as you exhale. Getting all that air out. And then as you sit up tall, take that nice inhale to help you up to tall. Seated position, roll the shoulders down and back. Great job. Thank you so much. Have a great day and enjoy how you feel. You may not fully feel all the benefits of this until tomorrow, but they should kick in after a night's rest. Have a great day. Thank you.